Okay, welcome. Let me send out the links first. Okay, now that the tweets has been sent out, let's get started. So I do apologize. It seems like yesterday for the last half hour of the stream, the microphone was off. I turned it off and then I forgot to turn it back on. So it seems like from the audience perspective, the stream just ended. But, I did a lot of explanations that just went to waste. Sorry about that. But as I was saying yesterday, we laid out some groundworks for using GraphQL API in our app, but it's not really working. So today, but yet, from the error code that we received, it seems like we are not receiving any authentication errors. So at least I think the token is working. But maybe the API has some specific format that they want and we're not using that correctly. We're gonna expect it again, and we're gonna try to find out what the schema of the API is and see if we can utilize it correctly. So let's put a breakpoint somewhere. Yeah, let's put one here actually. Right over here we can see the request, and you know what, it's just sending the content of the query. I'm not sure if that's the correct way to do it though. I might be wrong, but let's see. Now if we're loading, we should get the response. It's a 400, meaning the request is bad. Okay, they don't tell you a reason, which is very frustrating. What is our request? So the request is a GET request. Header has authentication with the bearer, and we accept application/JSON. We have user agent and Do we have the URI? We do. It's https://aps/github/GraphQL. Yeah, it seems correct. But you know what? So one thing we could try. Let's see if I have the app installed. What is the app again? Nightingale. There we go. So let's open a new tab. For the URL, it's going to be https api.github.com/GraphQL. Okay, and yeah, we're gonna do some authentications. So for headers, yeah, this is gonna be for OAuth, client credentials. Actually, we're not gonna do this. Let's just do bear. Okay, bear token is, and we do have it somewhere. So let's find it. Oh, actually, no, we can't do it here. So just to continue. Is it broken? Is the app broken? It's not broken. Okay, it's not broken. That's good. I have this developer console here where I can copy and paste my token. You guys please don't look at it. It's okay if you do. I'll delete it after. So this is my bear token. Afterwards, I'll go to where else? Header, right? Header, they were looking for a few things. I think the first thing is accept. So how do you do accept in header? Body, accept, header. Okay. You know what? We need to inspect the request again. Oh, so it's just accept. Okay. Accept. Wait, what? And it should be actually what they have right here in the GraphQL library. So let's just copy and paste this whole thing over. And the second thing we want would be authorization. We already have it. Yeah, second thing we want is user agent, which is just the name and the version. So and that seems correct. And all we need at this point is to get the content, and basically that, let's go to the Explorer. Let's copy and paste basically the whole thing here, and let's encode it. Let's encode it into Unicode. It's invalid. Why? Let's refresh. It seems to work before. Okay, you know what? I seem to have the, oh, it's over here. Okay. Let's do a clean. Oh, sorry, not this one. I don't want this one. Go to explore. Open up dev. Yep. And yeah, actually we have this whole query right here. We have queries type. Okay. Variables query equals to basically this whole thing, right? And paste it in here. I'm not sure what do they want. Body, no. Header, no. Chain, I don't suppose it is chain. I'll just do query equals to this whole thing. Now let's try sending it. So the header needs to have a dash. Send. Okay, we got something. And this is a long something. I really didn't expect this. I was expecting either the result or some kind of error messages, right? Oh wow, this is long. Okay, what is this? We get 200, right? We get a 200 back, but it doesn't seem like anything that we were expecting. Okay, schema. This is so weird. This is so weird. Where is it? Into this. So basically, these are all comments, right? And if we just get rid of the noise for just 1 second, and let's just do something like really simple. We can delete everything up to this point. And if we run it, it'll still work. But in this case, if we can just clean it and run it again and see what the content is in this instance. So like kicker is right here. It's really short, and that's okay. We just need this to work. So let's paste it in instead of using this long thing. Still, they got back with this whole thing. In that invitation ID, the ID of the invitation being accepted. Kind, not null, name is null. Type scalar, name ID. This seems to be the schema. And that's it. They are giving us the schema, but not the actual data, which is infuriating because we want the data. Let's see. Yeah, this types, derivatives. Why would they return the Why would they return the why would they return the schema though? That's so weird. Okay, so it definitely is time to start looking into the documentations of the API. I think I've been flying blind for long enough. You know what? It actually doesn't seem like we're doing anything wrong, right? So if you look at their example, they're calling it with exactly the same. Oh, I wouldn't say exactly the same thing. Okay, they use post. So maybe we change the method to post. Send again. It must be specified with a string. Query attribute. It is a string, right? Query equals to query. So what is going on? Do I need it in the body? I'll put it in the body if I want. Send. Parsing JSON. Yo, what is going on here? No, I don't think this is how they want it. Create attribute must be specified and must be a string. So it is an attribute, right? Queries. There's no typo. Yeah, there's no typo. So what's wrong? It is a post. Let's see, nothing wrong with the header. Let's get rid of the preview for now. Let's just do application JSON. That is fine, I think. Send again. Nope. They don't want it. Yeah, today's stream is gonna be a little boring because basically it's just me learning how to use GitHub GraphQL API. But that's fine. We learn all the time, right? That's how we lay off the groundwork. Okay, they put it into body instead of into query. That is the first one. Okay, so the second one, it says the first one didn't work. Second one, okay. Second one is also the body. So let's try the body maybe, right? Let's try deleting this. GraphQL, yeah, that seems correct. In the body, let's put a JSON here. No, not you. Let's put this one over here. Let's send it. Problem parsing JSON. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. How about if we just do this? Nope. They do they want a JSON? They want a post body, basically. Oh, so is this? Nope. No. What do they want? Or you know what? Let's do this. Let's just make it a legit JSON file. Okay. See if they like it this way. Oh, they do. Okay. That's weird. Huh. So, okay, what have we learned? I think we're gonna need to do this. We're gonna need to do this in another way. Basically, we need to use JSON for this. What else? Okay, let's go back and see if our theory is correct. So go back to the service, and we don't need this whole thing. So let's delete everything in between, right? And let's wrap everything in a JSON block. All right. And yep, we need double quotes for all of this. What's over here? So so query, and then everything needs to be wrapped in. Okay, that's weird. So no need for this, but we need one here. not you. And we need query in front. So basically we need this again. And that. And colon. Is that what you need? That's so weird. And this is for the body. Basically. For content. Okay, you know what? Why don't we try it? And let's put a breakpoint over here and also here. So go down to the repository, go to pull request, choose a pull request, and we have exception. Yay, 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 yay. Well, hopefully they have a reason this time. So I'm gonna go to the service and see what the actual response is. Yes, nothing. Okay. This isn't doing anything. So what I need to do at this point is I need a lighter way of testing this in C#. I can't really do it in the app anymore. So let's do a new project. Not C++, C#, so console application. Let's call it GraphQL test. That seems good enough. Yeah, sure. And over here, what we can do is, oh god, sometimes this really hurts, right? Like the single line thing really hurts. Any CPU, yeah, sure. Debug, sure. Can we do async await in this context? Let's try. Or HTTP client equals to new HTTP client. Base address, sure. Okay, how do we form a header again? Okay, now. Okay, when we do the HTTP client, do we form the URL that we use? Oh, that's for the request. So okay, you know what? Forget about this line. Actually, let's take a look at it. What does the client take in this case? So if I do a post, I can do a content, right? But if I do send, oh, it requests a request. That seems correct. Okay then. So var request. Yep. So for this one, we want it to be post, and we want it to be new URI with the URL right here. Okay. And we want the request dot headers dot accept to be what? To be basically this. And what are we using here? Oh, just application JSON. That's fine. That's fine. That is totally fine. And let's bring this in. It's okay, right? It should be okay. It's not, no. This is exactly what we want, isn't it? Oh, dot add. Got it. Okay, after adding this, we want to set the user agents, basically, right? Dot add. Oh, okay. User agent, we want this as well. So basically, it's new product information. Okay. After that, we want to set a token. And yep. And the token is basically the string right here. Okay, now that we have everything, so what is the request content? Request content is, it's got to be the body, right? Yeah, let's just try it this way. And for the query, let's use something simple right now. Let's do this. Multi-line string. Let's do this. All right, and yeah, these things needs to be like this. Nope, like that. And we need to take care of just string the double quotation escape. So let's copy this character and do it to all the double quotes we have. And we're gonna use query over here and bring in encoding. Seems about right. Or res equals to that dot result. Dot get a waiter. Get a waiter, get result. Yep, that's exactly what we want. And let's do a try. And catch. And over here, what we can do is that we put a breakpoint over here. And let's see if anything works. Hello, hello, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Are we hitting anything? We are, okay. Bad request. Are they giving reasons? Bad request. The reason is just bad request. That's helpful. That's very helpful. What is my request? Why is it bad? Content is so set content, string content. Okay, so it seems like I'm limited by my knowledge in .NET HTTP client. So let's see. Send JSON C# HTTP client JSON body. Let's see if we get anything from this. To string. Okay, so this is already a string, so that's all right. Except this is not oh, it is. Okay, so it is a JSON object with a double quotation, query viewer login. Simple enough. All we need is this part over here, I think, to get it to work. So let's try it. Still bad request. No. Why? Okay, so let's do this. Var body equals to this, and let's do post a sync to the request and the body. Is that how it works? URL? No. So send async should be okay, right? content. Yeah. Okay, you know what? Let's put everything on one line. See if that's what's messing us up. I don't think that's what's happening, but you know, it could happen. Still bad. Still bad. And what's bad is that they don't tell you what's bad. That's what's bad. I have a JSON. Let's try it this way. Oh, it is 200. So I've been forming the basically the JSON string wrong. Let's see what the data looks like. Content? No. Okay, so let's do at watch rest dot get nope. Okay. How are we getting the content then? Over here, run query. After we run the query, we get a response. Content read as string async. Okay. Well, I think at this point what we can do is that we can just basically first of all delete these two, delete that, go back to that line. Oh, and replace all of these. With that, okay, and put everything back on the first line. And later on, we can find a way to basically construct the strings ourselves, right? In a programmatic way. That makes sense. Delete all the double brackets. And this should be working. Should be working. Let's see if it works. And there's an exception. Okay. Oh, you know what? We forgot to change a lot of things. So first of all, we need to change this to post, because for some reason GitHub wants us to use post. And actually that's the only thing we need to change. Let's go back. Yeah, the overhead of using the actual project to test is not as big as I thought it'd be. Like, the compile time is definitely longer than compiling a console app, but it's like really fast, right? Like, it's not like we have to wait for a minute for it to compile. Still? What? What is going on here? Okay, what am I doing differently here? So basically, I'm getting this. Oh, I'm not using application JSON right here, so it's pretty much useless. You know what? Let's just close it and do what we do over here. Is basically copy and paste this one over here and see if it works. And the response is still bad. I don't get this. Okay, so we have a post, we have authorization, accept application JSON, user agent is correct, method is post, everything is normal. And for the query, we create request, and down here we just string content encoding application JSON. Everything seems correct, and it's exactly the same way we're doing it right here, basically. So if we do rest.content dot read string async dot get a waiter dot get result. It's nothing. That's fine. That's okay. Var data equals to res.content dot that dot get a waiter dot get result. Okay, and Let's just console write the data because it's just a string right now. And yep. There's got to be something. There's got to be something. And it's just gone. Okay. Wait, is it? Okay, why don't we put like a for loop here? Okay, there's no head. That's weird. Let's do this. And expected end of document. What? This is infuriating. I am getting something, but not. They're not really reading this correctly. Expected end of document. Okay. Okay. Oh, end of document. The API, the API is designed in a way that it does read it from the content, and it does ensure that it is successful. But most importantly, it reads from the content basically because it is from the content. That's basically the response, right? And you read it, way to read it? I don't think so. Yeah, how about this? The main method should be able to handle async calls. Still put a breakpoint here. Still, I expect an end of document. What is going on here? Is it expected end of my document? Okay, so that corresponds to, oh, okay. So yeah, I see what's going on here. So basically I'm closing it only twice where I should have been closing it three times. Yeah, it was never the fault of the data or anything. Data is problem parsing JSON. Of course it is. Of course it is. Problem parsing JSON is because this whole thing needs to be a string, basically, and you needs to be moved basically over here, and that should do the trick. And it did. Okay, it did do the trick. So let's just copy the query. Okay. Yeah, let's examine if we did the query correctly this time. This is the outside JSON wrapper, and that's the query, and that's the whole string. Query, open parenthesis, repository with the name, Vader, owner, me, and open parenthesis, close parenthesis. Yeah, we need to close it one more time, I think. So this is for closing this whole thing, and this is for closing the whole JSON. So yeah, I think that was the reason why. Honestly, I'm not too sure at this point. So yeah, let's not do this configure await thing. Yeah, that should be it. Wait, still? Oh, this is so frustrating. Okay, let's go back to the response. But before that, let's look at it one more time. We're sending the request. Same way we're sending the request right here, right? Send the request, getting the content, read the add string, and the request, boy oh boy, the request is yeah, we have the correct URL right here. We have the correct header that we want. This application JSON. We have the correct product info header, and we have the bearer for the authentication. Query is fine. Just in case it is not fine, we'll try using this. Content of the request is the query, encoding of UTF-8, application JSON. That's the whole thing. And it worked. And it should have worked, right? So this is a post method, and it is. So the only thing that's different right now, is a query. I assume the query is going to be a big part for actual library at some point. So, no big deal. We can fix the query by using a query that we know already works. Come to think of it, I've been writing C# code for probably 2-3 years now. I've never once have to deal with JSON. Every time I do anything, there seems to be libraries for it. Manually dealing with JSON, it's very new to me in C# for me, right? It's okay. What is the response? 200. This is crazy. Response. Yes, we got something. So it was because the query was bad before. Oh my god, that was such a big deal. Okay, so good job for myself. Yeah, so this is something, right? Now we're able to basically fetch whatever we want from GraphQL API, and that just solves a lot of problem for us. So let's do a quick review of why we're doing this in the first place, right? Like for those of you that are new to the video or new to the stream, let's see why we're doing this. So basically we're doing this because this method right here, it gets all of the PR conversation nodes, right? So what are PR conversations? Well, they are reviews. Comments are like the simple comments without a line of code, right? And there are also the comments that with the code, like you are commenting on a line of code in one of the commits, and there are all the commit histories that you need to get that's related to a pull request. And there are also events, things like another person, like a person referenced this pull request in another issue, or referenced this pull request in another pull request, or a person added a label, removed a label. There can be so many types of events that happens to a pull request or an issue, right? It's just so many, and there are already 5 API calls because GitHub APIs, they are constructed in a way that's good for fetching data that's organized and structured, but it's not good for if you're trying to build a one-to-one UI of what the website looks like, right? So basically the GitHub website, they can fetch all of the data so fast and present you with a page. It's because, well, first of all, it's a website, right? So they have everything cached in a CDN or something. So you're not really hitting their database every time you load the page. And second thing is that they are not using the APIs themselves, right? They're not using the SDKs to fetch the data. They are using their backend database to assemble the page on the backend. Is called server-side rendering. So they don't have to hit the database all the time. They can hit it one time and get all the data and assemble the page and present it to us within like 1 second. That's why our page load so slow. We are already making 5 API calls, and that's even for a small PR, it's pretty slow. All right, but at this point, it is still bearable. It is still bearable because you see the spinning circle for like 2-3 seconds, and then you see the content. It's fine, right? Like people knows what loading means, and it's not like a web page isn't responding anything. It's an app, so you see the spinning loading thing, and you think it's fine. But what makes it different, what makes us move to GraphQL, trying to move to GraphQL, is that we simply cannot handle more APIs than 5, right? If it's 6, maybe, but we're gonna add way more because we're still missing commit comments. So commit comments is the comments you make to a whole commit instead of a line of code in the commit. So the whole commit, each commit can have a comment, and they don't have an API call to get all of the comments, all of the commit comments within a pull request. So what you have to do, you have to go through every single commit from a pull request and call the API from there. So it's not like you call it 10 times or you call it 20 times. You call it an arbitrary amount of times depending on how many commits are in this single pull request. So that makes this API call way slower if we add that, right? But we have to add that because commit comments is part of a pull request, and you have to have it for it to be complete. So yeah, like this is getting out of hand if we're not doing anything. If we're not using GraphQL. So right now, what we can do is, well, first of all, I think that's pretty good progress. So let's save everything. Okay. Let's save everything and see if we need to submit anything. So I think the service is good and we can keep it. That's the first thing. Second, I think we need another service to do the querying because I don't think this is very sustainable. Yeah, so let's actually save it for now. GraphQL works. Still need to construct query. Okay, so now we find a way to construct the queries. Let's actually look at how they are doing it, like how the GitHub library is doing it. They are actually doing it in a much more complicated way, right? They are opting for a fluent syntax, but actually I'm thinking about something else. I am thinking about something else. Because like I said before, let's go to the documentation for GitHub's GraphQL API. Basically, this is how they are doing it, right? Like all C# developers know, like we just love fluent syntax, right? Like you just want to do like something dot something dot something dot something forever. And if you need to operate on some data that's in a list or an array, you just want to pass in a lambda and you want to do everything in the lambda. And that's beautiful, right? That's beautiful, and it works most of the time. Like for database access, yeah, sure, do it that way. It's slow, but you know it's fast for the developer. Like you're optimizing for the development time instead of the execution time. I understand it and I like it. I use it as well, but for GraphQL, it's a little different, in my opinion at least. GraphQL, it's like a new language, right? It's a querying language, and hiding that behind the syntax allows the developer to do the thing that they normally do in the language that they're using, which is C# in this case. But it doesn't allow the developer to learn GraphQL, right? Like I have no idea what I'm doing with GraphQL. If there's something wrong, I cannot debug outside of the C# context if I don't know GraphQL. And I say that because it's the same thing for the database. Like I get it if you use link and you use what is the database thing called again? Oh, entity framework, right? So for entity framework, yeah, like you can use link and entity framework to access database without even using SQL. But at some point in a developer's life, you're gonna have to dive into a database and just write some raw SQL statements just to, you know, like optimize for speed or do caching or do like there are so many things you need to do in SQL to get the database to work correctly that you can't just do it all in entity framework and link. And if you only know link and entity framework, you're not going to get very far in backend development, right? And I think it's the same thing for GraphQL. Like if you're using GraphQL, you better just use GraphQL. Like if you're using link, then anything goes wrong, you're not able to debug within the GraphQL space, and you're not able to do anything when you're trying to transfer your knowledge. Say, for example, if you're going into the JavaScript world, where they can basically just write GraphQL statements and just execute it, right? And you're not able to transfer knowledge. So basically right here, when I do this, I'm gonna think about how I can just write GraphQL itself and then read it into C#. So that's gonna be my way of handling it. So with all that said, what I'm gonna do is trying to read file basically. Now let's do it here. Oh god. Okay. Let's add a folder. No, actually I don't like this. Actually, no. Let's do it here. Let's call it data. Already exists. Cool. What is data? In-app purchase. Okay, then let's name it GraphQL. Let's add a new item. I don't suppose they have GraphQL here. Yeah, I know. So what we're gonna do here is that we are going to open a file explorer. Actually, why do we open a file explorer? Open in terminal. That's the terminal? Let's do file explorer. Okay, now that we're in the folder, what we can do is to get a file going, and let's call it get PR conversation nose dot GraphQL. Okay. And one thing that we want over here is, oh, there's language server for GraphQL. That's good. That's good. can do query, right? And that's about it, actually. So one thing we do need to do is to find out what is needed for the entire data set to be converted to a GraphQL call, right? And to do that, we're probably gonna need to do some explorations in the GraphQL console. And where is that exactly? Explore. Okay. I already signed in. Okay, so I don't need the viewer. I need repository owner to be myself and name to be Vader for now. And for the repository, I'm gonna need these things basically. So in the end, I'm gonna need a lot of reviews, right? So let's do reviews first. No. That's pull request. With a number, which I do get. Yes, I do get. So for the PR, we're doing number. So let's see what the number is. Number. By the way, I have like 15 minutes left before I have to go. I'm gonna start work day a little bit early today. So that's the number. All right. And from the pull request, we're gonna get title. Sure, so we can get title, but we want reviews, right? Basically, we want reviews, and we want basically the first. Let's do 20 for now, right? And status, we want the status. Actually, we don't want a status. That's it. We get a nose, and for each review we want something out of it, right? For each review we want the reviewer, no, user, no, how do we do this? Author. Okay, and we want the login, and we also want the avatar URL in this case. That's for the author. Second thing we want is the created at, right? The third thing we want is actually, let's see, for review nodes, what do we have in review nodes? ID, yeah, of course we need ID. Node ID, they don't have node ID. Okay, state, commit ID. Oh, okay. So that's how it's done. Body. Review nodes actually doesn't have a body, you know. That's why we're not even using it anywhere, right? Oh, we are. Okay. I lied. But they don't have a body for real. What we do need is comments, right? And another thing that we need is HTML URL, probably. So HTML, body HTML, no, URL, there we go. So comments, commit, sure. So what do we need out of the commit for this one? Basically just ID, I think. Comments. All right, so for the comments, we're gonna take the nodes. I hope that's all of the comments. Actually, for the reviews, can we just do like all of the reviews? We can't, right? Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so comments. Yep, reactions, that's good. So for comments, what exactly do we want? Comments are actually these ones, single comments, and they are review comment node. And for review comment node, we're gonna need in reply to ID. Reply to. Oh, reactions needs. Okay, yeah, no problem. It's a reaction connection. So what do we have in reactions? Reactable. Is that what it is? Content, user ID, and for the user, let's get their login and avatar URL. In reply to is a review comment. So basically for in reply to, we just want the ID, right? So far that's the, yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry, I don't know when you asked. You need to start a new project for Windows only. Well, it really depends on what your app requires, right, in terms of functionality and access. So advice would be to really look into if your app needs to read like files, need like special system requirements. For me, I'm using UWP because a client into a web API really just need to fetch data and display data. And at this point, I have no needs to use the Windows App SDK because the Windows App SDK, like underneath it is a Win32 app, right? And it does lose some of the functionalities with UWP, which still has a few advantages over Windows App SDK. But if your app do need those features, and also if you want to stay on .NET 6 and forward, you want to use Windows App SDK because it's the latest technology at this point. But Windows App SDK is only 1.0 right now. They are still not very much feature parity, or like compared to UWP. Windows App SDK doesn't have as much documentations, doesn't have as much support from the community as of right now, but it is the future, so lots of people are planning to move to it, including myself, because GitHub at some point is going to require some it's going to require some access to basically system resources and features to function. Oh yeah. Well, in that case, you're gonna need to read into like you're gonna need to read the app list, and you need to be able to launch things. And for UWP to achieve that, you're probably gonna need it to like to have full access, which is a mess. But in that case, may I also suggest to use WebView 2, because it seems like most of your functionality is in reading data and displaying it and call another either a script or another call to launch the app in another process, right? So your UI is probably not that complicated and doesn't need like so high performance WinUI for it to work. And for WebView 2, it is perfect in a way where you can use Blazor on desktop, so you're still doing everything natively, and you're still doing everything in C#, and you have all the access you need from Win32 process, but the UI is very easy to make, because HTML nowadays is like easier to write in terms of like simple UIs, right? So maybe look into Blazor desktop. Currently, I think it is in preview because it is part of Maui, but it's really promising. Yeah, so that's what I would recommend. And where were we? We're still in the nodes, right? For each comment. For each comment, we have the diphthong. Diphthong. And then we have the path, position. Do we need a repo? Well, it'd be great if we can get a repo, but probably we don't need it. Anyways, replies. Actually, you know what? I think we do need a repo. Repository, but I think we just need the ID of the repository. Oh, we need a body, of course. User, are we not getting the user now? Yes, so user, not user, commenter. Nope, author, okay. Login, avatar. I think after this, we'll just take a look at what this is right now, because it's getting pretty long. Pull request, yeah, sure. Pull request review. Yep. Now we just need ID for this one. Okay, let's see if it works. And it does not work. Missing pagination boundaries for repository pull request reviews. Okay, so go up. We have reviews and it's not setting boundaries, so it does need some kind of boundary. So let's do 20 right here. Hopefully, yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, you're totally welcome. Thank you for being part of the stream. Okay, so all of the nodes are not really working and it is missing pagination. So do I need like paginations here as well? first 100, something like that. I don't think so. Like I can get a pull request, all right, and like I can even get a title. I think that should be, yeah, that should be doable. But for reviews, why is it repository? I don't need pagination on repository. I'm already specifying the only one repository. Review knows must provide a first or last valid pagination comments. Oh, comments? What? Sure. So first, so 20 as well. I think they have a certain depth that they want you to keep. You know what? Let's do 100. I don't care. Okay, so we're getting something, right? So for the reviews, we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why so many reviews? That's so weird. So for each review, we have straight commented. Why do we have so many reviews? Okay, it doesn't matter. We have some reviews, okay? And we're getting commit. It's fine, and we have comments. Well, comments, but we're not getting the comments. No problem. Missing pagination, comments, no's, reactions, line 25. So for reactions, all right, first 20. Okay, happy. Yeah, so we're getting some comments now. So for the comments, we have reaction, which is okay. We have a body, that's the most important part. Second one, we have a reaction of nothing. Path, repository. Yeah, there's another thing is the reactions, right? Like for the reactions, like you don't see calling API for the reactions over here. We're already calling 5 APIs, and then when we're actually displaying them in each individual UI, we're loading the reactions then, right? It's pretty taxing. Like if we have a lot of nodes in the page, we're loading each and every reaction, and that takes a lot of time. And with this method, we are able to just put the reactions inside of this node, and everything fetched within one API. So that's pretty sweet. I would say. Okay, so we have the body, I hope, somewhere. Yep, and the next one, the body. Yeah, the body. Okay, yeah, good. So I think we're getting lots of good things over here, and that is really good. And we're no longer seeing the error messages, meaning, yeah, we are having some progress. So it is 8:30 now, so I think this will mark the end of the stream. It is fun experimenting with GraphQL, and like I said, this is going to be a process. It's going to be a long process. It's going to take a while to finish, but the end result will be so good. Our API will be way faster than what it is right now. I'm not planning. There's no near plans to replace everything with GraphQL as of right now, because the production API is pretty stable, okay, and it serves our purpose really well. And I don't have a very good way of replacing everything with GraphQL without a major refactor. So what I think I'm gonna do in this case is to do it in a case by case cadence, because it is also hard to do GraphQL for things like, I don't know, because you see, like, the way you do pagination is that you have to put a number in each one of them, right? So for reviews, hopefully you want to get all of them, but not really, right? But this is the top one, and normally the top one is where you do pagination. And for comments, like, presumably there's no more than 100 comments within each reviews, so that's where I draw the line, right? So for this one, I put 20, this one I put 100, and this one I put like 20. And I might as well do 100 right here, and it wouldn't really matter, because like, if I do this, it still wouldn't complain. But they do have a limit, because this is depth, right? So 100 times 100 is what, like 10,000, and 10,000 times 20 is, it's gonna be a lot when you do like this layered approach of multiplying the amount of node that you're getting, and they have a limit that you cannot go past. So the strategy basically will be to do pagination on the most top layer, so you can pass in a number and do like after, right? So for after, is like you're only getting the 20 elements after the certain one, so you're doing pagination, you're getting 20 items every time. But what you cannot do in that case is getting the inner nodes with pagination, I don't think. So yeah, basically when it comes to that, I say every technology has its limits, and GraphQL is one of them. I think getting 100 comments is pretty good for each individual review. I don't think any review would have that many comments, and if they do, we can have some way of mitigating that if we do run into situations like it. Same thing for the reactions. I don't think like any single comment is gonna have more than 100 reactions, right? Like, I really can't say, but I really hope it doesn't, because if there is more than 100 reactions, then I don't know what I'd do. But you know what? There is a way to get like probably the number of reactions. So if let's do like a count. Reaction groups. So what can I do in this case? Reaction group created at launchpad. Viewer can react to the email. Minimize reason. Include create edit. No count. Yeah, so that type of thing, I think, requires us to dig in more into the public schema that they have. But basically, this is like a shape of the data that we want. And if we're able to get it this way, I think the next step for us to do is to parse this data and put it into an object, right, basically. And yeah, I think that's good enough for today. Thank you guys so much for watching and for interacting with me. Definitely follow me here and on YouTube, Twitter, all that good stuff. Check out my app if you're interested. And yeah, thank you, and see you guys in the next video or the next stream. Bye.